The COVID-19 pandemic and its devastating health and economic impact dominated all aspects of life in 2020. But expectations for an improvement at some point in 2021 became a realistic outlook when Pfizer's vaccine was approved for use in the United Kingdom on December 2, 2020. Today, we will check out PfizerStock Analysis. Number 7. Vaccine announcement euphoria short-lived. Pfizer stock entered December just pennies shy of the $40, and confirmation of regulatory approval from one or more government bodies worldwide was imminent. On December 2nd, the UK was the first country in the world to conditionally approve a vaccine that underwent significant studies and trials. The positive announcement offered a clear to investors asking, is Pfizer a good stock to buy? Of course it was, but for how long? Pfizer stock went on to trade higher in 7 of the next 9 sessions before it peaked at $43.09 on December 9th. One day later, the U.S. government approved the Pfizer vaccine for use as expected. While this marked an impressive run higher in Pfizer stock from below $35 in mid-November, the FDA's approval was the beginning of the sell the news trend for Pfizer stock. The downside move was quite notable as the stock recorded a multi-day long losing streak and it closed 2020 at around $37 per share. Investors started to revise their Pfizer share price forecasts lower for 2021, perhaps as analysts started to project their profit expectations might not be as high as assumed. Morningstar analyst Damian Conover speculated Pfizer is selling a 2-dose treatment to the U.S. government for $39. Subtracting manufacturing cost of around $15 and other costs like transporting the vaccine at -70 Celsius, -94 degrees Fahrenheit, Pfizer is left with a small profit after factoring in a revenue-sharing agreement with its partner BioNTech. So there'll be profit on it, but it's probably not going to be like a typical drug margin that you would see for other products coming from Pfizer, Conover said. Number 6. Pfizer was first, but not the best. Pfizer may have been the first to receive regulatory approval for its vaccine, but it is far from the lone company to do so. As such, the Pfizer stock price forecast 2021 must keep this in mind. As of early January 2021, Pfizer is competing with just a small handful of vaccine manufacturing rivals, one of which is Moderna. When comparing the two, Moderna's vaccine boasts a superior efficacy compared to Pfizer at around 95 versus 90%. Throughout 2021, Pfizer stock projections might continue to trend lower as rivals of roughly equal size to Pfizer should see their therapy approved. First on deck is likely Johnson & Johnson's vaccine that offers a notable advantage over Pfizer. It requires just a single dose. Sanofi and its GSK partner might be late to join the market as the company isn't expecting regulatory approval until the 4th quarter of 2021. The two have plans to produce up to 1 billion doses of their vaccine annually, and transportation requirements are not as stringent. Is Pfizer stock a good investment in 2021 because of the vaccine? This doesn't seem to be the case. Even if it did have the strongest candidate, Pfizer's already large size implies even $10 billion in incremental revenue at lower margins isn't large enough to move the needle on a stock already valued at $200 billion. Number 5. Beware the headline risks. Stocks for the most part trade on sentiment and media headlines. Any Pfizer stock predictions need to assume the company could continue an unfortunate streak of negative headlines, whether it's justified or not. Most notably, the vaccine rollout across the world is dependent on Pfizer's ability to ship new doses. In early December, it was reported that Pfizer had to scale back its manufacturing capacity from 100 million doses to 50 million doses. Investors' PfizerStockanalysis concluded this was a headwind, and the stock moved lower, even though the initial hiccup wouldn't impact the more important 1.3 billion dose outlook for 2021, the company said at that time. It should go without saying that investors still on the fence and debating Pfizer stock buy or sell will likely rush to sell if the company fails to live up to the expectations. Also, Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla sold more than $5.5 million worth of Pfizer stock when it was running hot in late 2020. While there appears to be nothing illegal with the move, it does signal a lack of confidence in expectations for more upside. Number 4. Pfizer stock price forecast 2021, known unknowns. The 18 analysts offering 12-month price forecasts for Pfizer Inc. have a median price of $40, with a high estimate of $53 and a low estimate of $36. The median estimate represents a plus 16.18% increase from the last price of $34.43. Looking ahead to the rest of 2021, developments in the fight against coronavirus do have the potential to affect the Pfizer share price forecast, both positively and negatively. Beyond the teething problems we've seen with early vaccine deliveries, the emergence of new COVID-19 strains could result in the current version of the Pfizer jab being less effective at preventing serious illness. Number 3. Technical analysis. PFE stock isn't forming a base. Pfizer stock isn't currently forming a definitive chart pattern. Shares briefly broke out on November 9th after shares topped a buy point at $39.55 out of a flat base. But Pfizer stock lately fell as much as 9.4% below that entry on November 17th. That triggered a sell rule when shares tumbled 7 to 8% below their entries. As of the February 17th close, shares were below their 50-day and 200-day moving averages. Shares of Pfizer have a poor IBD composite rating of 27. The 1 to 99 measure pits a stock's key growth measures against all other stocks. Leading stocks tend to have CRs of 95 or better, according to the IBD Digital. Pfizer stock also has a weak IBD relative strength rating of 5 out of a best possible 99. The RS rating measures a stock's 12-month running performance against all other stocks. That RS rating means Pfizer stock tops just 5% of all stocks in terms of performance. The pharmaceutical company's EPS rating, a measure of profitability, is a 69 out of a best possible 99. The EPS rating compares the stock's recent and long-term earnings growth against all other stocks. Number 2. A few concerns. So, will everything be sunshine and roses for Pfizer going forward? Of course not. There are a few areas of concern for the company and its shareholders. Pfizer had hoped that blockbuster breast cancer drug Ibrance would win regulatory approval as an adjuvant therapy for use in patients with early-stage breast cancer. After 2 clinical trial failures last year, that's not going to happen. Autoimmune disease drug Xeljanz has ranked among Pfizer's best-performing drugs in recent years, but in January, the company announced results from a post-marketing safety study that were very disappointing. Study participants taking Xeljanz had significantly higher rates of cardiovascular events and cancer than did those receiving TFN inhibitors. Number 1. Pfizer stock. Buy or sell? It's fair to say that the company's success in developing a COVID-19 vaccine hasn't been rewarded in a massive explosion in its share price. Indeed, Pfizer stock is trading at a comparable level to a year ago and below the 52-week highs of $43.08 that were seen in December. Analysts are optimistic that share price rises will come, Even the low-end Pfizer stock price forecast put forward suggests there will be a 2.9% boost to $36, while the median prediction is that PFE stocks will rise by 14.4% to $40. At the most optimistic end of the scale, there is a prediction that the share price will hit $53 this year, a 51.6% surge. Pfizer is by no means complacent, and the company's scientists are now examining how the vaccine can be updated as new strains emerge, something that's exceedingly common with coronaviruses. Do let us know in the comment what you think of Pfizer. Please subscribe to the Stock Advisor. Thanks for watching.